Everybody, feeling a little under the weather, but I figured I'd do at least one little ramble before collecting and putting out a compilation of BlueAnon videos between uh, January 3rd and January 6th, which is the new grouping that I've come up with. Um, First, I will say that a lot of people were watching live the C-SPAN feed of uh, January 3rd, where Speaker Mike Johnson was confirmed as the Speaker of the House, and uh, the speech by Hakeem Jeffries to introduce him was not well received by BlueAnon people. Specifically, there was a joke that he set up where he got them to cheer for the election, the Republicans in the room, and he's like, yeah, I'm glad that you're happy about the election. We are too, because we don't have any election deniers on our side, and this set off the BlueAnon people in comment sections of all of the BlueAnon content creators. Like, oh my goodness, it looks like they're just going to go along with it. Blah, 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 right? And so the BlueAnon content creators all had to respond to the speech that Hakeem Jeffries made right before introducing Speaker Mike Johnson. And so um, they were already kind of feeling like, the speaker thing was like one of the days that was predicted, and now they have to pivot after what they are predicting doesn't happen, which was never going to happen. Speaker Mike Johnson just was a given, and so now they are kind of pre-pivoting on January 6th by saying, actually, what needs to happen is the certification of the vote, because the FBI needs that to happen as part of the evidence in order to find the election rigging or whatever. So, like, even like in the 3 days before the certification, they're pivoting that that okay, they're not going to block it because secretly they need it to happen, and that's why Hakeem Jeffries was making those jokes, because he wants them to let their guard down and like actually go through with the stealing of the election. And so that's how this is going down, and it does still remind me of QAnon 4 years ago, where all of the prophecies, when it came down to them actually happening, there were pivots. Like, well, we knew this could happen, because this, and um, still they hold out hope that they can prove that the election was stolen. Um, and I just wanted to also say, in this ramble in between, that um, I'm finding, looking at this, I appreciate qualitative approach to this. And I know that a lot of the people in my community are kind of, uh, they got boners for quantitative style things with, with empirical results and whatnot. But the ability to be collecting this information and then pivot on what's happening in order to make a better explanation of the meanings people are deriving out of this, and showing how the mindset changes. You know, um, I find that that's going to, with these compilations, make a lot more meaning for people, as far as how do we prevent people from falling prey to this sort of mindset later, right? And so, as I was collecting all of these. At first, I thought I would just collect all the way to, January 20th and then release it all as one big batch. But now I'm finding that Speaker Mike Johnson being confirmed on the 3rd is a big date for them. And then the difference in thought between the 3rd and the 6th, where the certification of the presidential election happens, that's a big date for them. And then I thought the next date would be the 20th, which is Inauguration Day, which they're making a big deal about how he's having a rally on the 19th instead of the 20th. Um, but actually, what's emerging from listening to them is the 10th is a big day because that's when Donald Trump gets sentenced by the New York court for the state charges that he cannot pardon himself for. So there's going to be a little bit of a pivot during that important day. So now it's the January 3rd, January 6th, January 10th, January 20th, and a lot of buzz is happening with March as far as it comes up in what they're saying. And I think it's just counting 45 days after January 20th is how they're arriving at March being a very important time. And they're putting a lot of weight on a video that Marjorie Taylor Greene put out saying that she was very worried that in 18 days we might not get to see a President Trump. And they're putting a lot of weight on a meltdown that Trump had on Truth Social on the 4th. Because it doesn't look like somebody who is, going to be president no matter what. It looks like somebody who maybe had their hand in the cookie jar to them. So that's what I'm seeing emerge from what I'm collecting. And I will put out another compilation probably on the 6th that will be January 3rd to January 6th, what I've collected, what people are passing around. Some of the things that I'm collecting, actually, they're older videos that happen maybe outside of my collection window, but they have spiked in traffic. And so they're being shared around by the BlueAnon people more because of a specific little tidbit in them. But most of them fall within the window that I am looking at, which is just what my feed is giving me on BlueAnon and the hopium that they're smoking. All right. So the next thing you should see on my channel will probably be the January 3rd to January 6th compilation because I'm really dealing with a terrible head cold. And I'm just going to sit here and watch football, watch the Chiefs give the Broncos a spot in the playoffs, which, whatever. It doesn't matter to a lot of you, but, yay football.